Hello everyone and welcome back to another Wicked Guide. My name is Brian if you happen to be new to the channel, and in this video I'm going to walk you through all the mechanics and teach you how to beat the boss, the Lost Huntress, in No Rest for the Wicked. Now you'll notice the first things that we're going to show you today is that my character is already at max level. I've got a pretty solid build going so far, and a lot of that's because I will be releasing a guide on this channel on how to power level your characters and really make them as powerful as possible, as quick as possible. So you're not going to want to miss that. And if you choose to hit that subscribe button, if you're brand new around here, I'd love to have you back for all the No Rest for the Wicked and ARPG coverage here at Ginger Prime. Now, all that being said is I'm going to open up with my build guide, talking about what I've got currently laid out. So that way you know what I went into this fight with. We're going to then do a mechanical breakdown. So I'm going to walk through all the mechanics that you can expect to see in this boss fight, and then we're going to let the boss fight have a full uninterrupted playthrough so you can see my clear as well as my commentary about the fight in the real time. So that's what this video is going to be. So let's go ahead and dive right in. First things first, I'm going to start with my stat allocation. Level 30, I've got 34 hit points, or 34 points into health. I've got 33 points into stamina, and I've got 50 points into dexterity. The reason is I am rocking a dex build. Now for this fight, I used the Iron Stud Interrogators, and you can see here I gem slotted a lifesteal to increase that aspect. I did get the Glossmere gauntlets to drop when I beat this boss, and honestly I'm having a ton of fun with that as well. So stay tuned for a monk build guide coming hopefully very soon. Then you can see here I've got Masterwork Duelist Helmet with various different gems, all overall increasing the things that I care about: focus, health, recovery, and more stamina as well. A Masterwork Cleric's Vestments and a Masterwork Master's Cuffs. All that rounding out with the Knave's Breeches. Now at the time of this, I was rocking a feather ring to keep me out of that heavy and into normal, because I like to roll a little bit more in normal, and I'm not doing such a bruiser style build. I'm not doing such a physical build like I am with my greatsword build that I've been leveling up as well. So you can also see I'm rocking a crow ring, and I'm rocking a Band of Calmness, thus giving me access to all of the different focus. That is my build, and I think hopefully this will help you understand what I went into this fight with. Now let's break down the mechanics. All right, so first thing you need to be ready for, the boss is going to do this lunge and leap, covering a huge chunk of the ground. It will then fall on its side, opening itself up so that you can unleash some damage early into the fight. Now pay attention, they're going to get up, do a couple of different slams and some big old cleaves that you want to make sure that you're not in the way of. Now when the boss rears back on its hind legs, get ready for a full-on slam, but he can also use that to jump back and then do 3 darting attacks forward. If we show you that again, notice the difference between the different 2 feet. He stands up straight and goes forward. If he jumps back on his feet, boom, forward, 3 gnarl snaps that he has. Looking at that from another angle, you can see here, it actually covers a huge amount of distance, so you need to make sure that you get out of the way for that. The boss does have the ability to break through some of the environment, so you're going to need to keep a good move as they do those mechanics. If you want to get another look at the lunge, which throws him off, rears back, takes a huge swipe, and falls down on his side. Now, about a little bit before halfway through the fight, you're going to see that the boss was going to introduce some new mechanics, dropping some plague poison on the ground. This is going to be a new moveset that the Huntress can bring about during the fight. So you want to make sure that you're not standing in the various different puddles alongside with their increased other mechanics. So they're going to still continue to do everything you've seen so far, but they're going to introduce this new mechanic in which that they'll continue to put this plague down on the ground, and it's going to spawn where you are. You're going to want to move, and you're going to want not to go into it. Don't worry, it will eventually clear itself up. Now, one thing is this new phase, the boss has another lunge that they do at you, and you can see here it rears up with its mouth wide open, and you want to make sure that you go to the left or right to dodge that. Now, the final mechanic is that they light up the mist on the ground, and you can see here more plague magic going out. You just want to make sure you get well out of the way And that mist tends to linger a little bit, so I would just personally avoid it, even though while I didn't step into it, I don't know what it does to you, so just be very careful when it comes to that new mechanic that they introduce much later in the fight. And with that, we've now seen all the mechanics that the Lost Huntress brings to bear. So I think it's only appropriate that we let this play out, and I'm going to give you guys my thoughts about this fight and about just this zone, the Lowland Meadows, and how it all came together. So if you're going to stick around for this part, you're amazing. Thank you so much. If you got to leave, thank you so much for watching regardless. Be sure to hit that like button if you got something good out of this video, and subscribe so that way you don't miss another video about this game, news, guides, and reviews. That's what we got for you here today. All right, like I said, the boss opens up with that beautiful lunge. This was expected, right? Like I kind of expect usually the first move from the boss to be something about a distance closer, and distance is going to be key to surviving these different fights, managing that, understanding your position and what the boss intends to do. I loved how visceral this boss felt, and I loved just how hard this boss hit, because that really kind of raised up the stakes. I didn't know if I was going to get the clear right out the gate, even at level cap, even at level 30, and having put almost 200 hours into this game. This was a fun experience, getting that feel for the flow. And you can see here the boss has got a lot of power, not just in terms of if it does connect. You can see I almost end up dying multiple times. And the one mistake I did make, you see I'm rocking mushroom soup right now when I should be using some higher level food, and I realized that because my life continued to be so low, I was able to switch and get that heal off before the boss killed me. And so this was I think a very fortunate fight, but a fun fight nonetheless. It also is to say, like, I've been enjoying the gauntlets, but I've also been doing a lot of Crucible and not as good as I used to be. So there's still some adjustments to the build. There's still things that I think I could be doing better, not just in the fight itself with timing the attacks much better, but also with my build setup. So I'm really excited to bring more of this to you guys each and every week. So anyway, I'm just having a ton of fun leveling, and I cannot wait to get you my leveling guide as well. But as you can see here, this was interesting because, like, I was wondering if there was going to be another phase, and all of a sudden this starts happening, starts spewing it. Gives that very that Warwick's, you know, kind of feel for that first boss, having that phase where they jump down and, you know, kind of blast out you know, some shockwaves. Here we are rocking the boss, and now they're adding in this plague element, and for the most part getting that plague stacked on you is pretty brutal. Makes it harder to heal, makes it harder to do anything that you want to do. So it is a real risk, and you got to be paying attention. You can see here it did get me a little bit, and I was thinking, oh my gosh, I hope this gets off before he gets a hit on me, otherwise I think I might be done for. Now you see some red lights there. I didn't call this out in the mechanics, however I didn't know what that really meant. Like, I couldn't tell if it damaged me or if it put any kind of like debuff on me or something like that. So I was just like, well, we're just gonna keep moving on for it. Man, I tell you though, like the art style of these bosses is so great. And one of the things I really enjoyed about the gauntlets is that being able to really knock out their poison, really knock them on their back, so that way I can have a higher level damage phase. I'm still kind of curious as to what this does. You can see here, like, kind of these tentacles, these purple tentacles are going in the ground, and how it lights up the mist that's in the level. Very eerie, very beautiful. Like, there's a disgusting beauty that this fight has. The mix of the bear and the Huntress, really freaking cool. And right at this point, I'm like, all right, don't blow it. Don't hubris. Don't have a moment where you get cocky thinking you got the fight locked down. Keep out and putting out that damage. You can see here, got a little bit, took 2 hits, and made sure to get out of the way, and then was able to heal up again. Now what's really helped is obviously I've leveled up my character. I've unlocked a lot of the different extra heals. That's going to help you out dramatically going into this. So doing any kind of grinding if you struggle will help benefit you by doing so. And you can see here I get my gauntlets, my new gauntlets, which are a ton of fun to play. Now, all that being said, guys, that's the video. I hope you got something good out of it. Hopefully you enjoyed my commentary, and I really do appreciate each and every one of you. Hopefully I will see you guys in the next video, but until then, take care.
Yeah! No rest for the wicked, we rise and we ride. This ain't no checkpoints, all that you got. Grip tight the blade, feel the burn in your chest. One life, one shot, now die like the best. Yeah, 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 yeah. Guitar solo rips to his synth, other tones to start to